Hello everybody, it's Serafina and I'm here with your Tarot Insight. So before we begin, I would like to call upon the spirit of the universe that loves us unconditionally. I would like to call upon the spirits of this land, of this island, and of this ocean, and I thank them for holding the space and for their ancient wisdom. And I would like to call upon my guides, ancestors, my team of light, archangels, and my higher self, and I thank them for their presence and guidance with this collective reading. Okay, so this reading is going to be just a little different because it is intended for the next 2 weeks because I am going to be away from all social media for 2 weeks. I won't be answering any messages, any emails. I won't be doing any readings. And I will let you know that the intention of these 10 to 15 days is that I will be entering into meditation, and that requires basically no human contact, and I'm going to be in silence. And the main intention is to go inward and it's kind of like a cleanse. It's a spiritual cleanse. So just wanted to let you all know that. So regarding the reading, my intention is that it's going to last for the next 2 weeks. So you can feel free to watch it right now as I'm releasing it and then maybe check in 2 weeks later to see how it applied, because it's always interesting to watch readings in hindsight. Astrologically, there's quite a few things happening. Venus entered Cancer at the beginning of the week. Yesterday, Mercury entered Leo. We have the Sun entering Leo on Friday, and we have the new moon in Leo next week. So what does that mean? There's a lot of Leo energy. Leo energy is all about the heart. It's all about expression. It's about purity. It's about being vulnerable, but on the exterior, as opposed to Cancer, which is about being vulnerable kind of like on the interior. And this kind of like bittersweet feeling that we have with Leo season, which basically it's the hottest time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, but we can already see the light declining every single day. So the inevitable winter that comes, right? So let's see what guidance there is for the collective these next 2 weeks. Dear Spirit of the Universe. Okay, we are starting off with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is basically happiness. It's wishes fulfilled. It's 9 cups speaking harmoniously together. What further guidance is there for the collective these next couple of weeks? We have the Emperor. So we have a strong masculine Aries energy coming in, kind of like the divine masculine. We have the Empress. Wow. Speaking of the divine masculine, the divine feminine decides to come in. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. What further guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? We have the Seven of Wands. There you go. Which came out last reading, and it's all about us. It's about valor. It's about standing for what we know is true, courageously. What last guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? We have way too many cards. I'm going to reshuffle. What further guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? Whoa. I was okay. Okay, so we have the Lovers. Apparently it's taking time. Okay, there it is. We have the Lovers. Okay, interesting, right? We have Nine of Cups, which is a card of happiness and abundance, and I see just like these cups just flowing together harmoniously. We have the Emperor, the Empress, the Seven of Wands, and the Lovers. So let's see what the Oracle cards say to complement what's going on here. What further guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? We have self-love. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. How beautiful. What further guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? I'm not... Okay, it says bring love into the situation. Seems like some of us... Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Leo, like I said, is all about the heart. And love is not only about romantic love. Love is the binding force, right? We have As Above, So Below from the Archangel Metatron book. Deck. I love this deck of Ascension, so let's use this one. What further guidance is there for the collective? We have Earth Star Activation, Anchoring, Grounded Action, Isis energy. So we have the presence of Goddess Isis here. She was all about devotion. She was all about this deep, deep compassion for humanity and for her loved ones, for her son Horus and for her partner slash brother Osiris. What other oracle wants to come out right now? I feel like this one. What further guidance is there for the collective today? Sanctuary. In my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. Okay, and I think I want to pick one more. Yeah, let's pick from the alchemy. What alchemical process speaks to the collective right now? What alchemical process speaks to the collective right now? It's difficult to shuffle these. Those are two. What alchemical process speaks to the collective right now? We have Mercury. Okay, so let's get into the reading. We're starting off with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups tells me that things are going well. There are things that need to be working on, but things are going well right now, and we're kind of like at a place where we don't have to worry too much about things. And if there are thoughts that come in and creep in and like try to create a little bit of anxiety or, you know, anticipation for the future, I feel like they're very easily warded off, because we have the Emperor and the Empress. So I kind of feel like instead of guidance, I feel like there's a story that wants to come out here. It's kind of like these cups are speaking harmoniously. We feel emotional fulfillment from the divine masculine. Our masculine part is very balanced with our feminine part, and that could be reflected in our romantic relationships or in our friendships. The fact that we have the Emperor and the Empress right next to each other does tell me about a higher state of union. A higher state of union. I'm really feeling that for most of us, it's within ourselves. Why do I feel that? Because Leo season, as I've said, it's all about the heart. And the heart is where I feel is like this vortex where most of what we are just kind of coagulates. It comes together. And so then we have the Seven of Wands after the Emperor and the Empress. And it's like saying, I know what I stand for right now. It's taken me a while to be able to figure it out, but it's kind of feel like as things go coagulating, I go coagulating myself, and I'm able to find my truth. I'm able to find my voice. And with that, I'm able to passionately stand for what I believe in, stand for my own recognition is what I'm hearing. And we're finishing off with the Lovers. The Lovers, of course, it can signify us being met by, our counterpart, whatever, sexual orientation we have. But ultimately, the Lovers is about that masculine and feminine entering into divine alchemical wedding. And so this makes me think about something that I was contemplating regarding Leo season, because it's, the sun, as opposed to Saturn, right? These are the two opposing planets, because the sun is very luminous, right? And it's at the center of our solar system. And the planet that's farthest away from the visible eye is Saturn. And Saturn is all about depth. It's all about grounding and structures. And Pluto, since we discovered Pluto, is all about depth as well. So if you think about the sun and its attributes, it's very much expressive. It's very much about radiance. And then Saturn and Pluto are very much about the grounding and the depth. So Leo and the sun are not particularly known to have a lot of depth. But I was thinking, how can we find depth in Leo? And the way through that, I feel, is through the heart. It's the portal of the heart. And so I feel that that's what this card of as above, so below is speaking of, because something else that I was reflecting on is like, we can only go as deep into life as we're capable as going into ourselves. So we can only meet the people that we encounter as deep as we have met ourselves. I hope that makes sense, right? So have you ever, felt that you're sitting with someone and you want to have some sort of intellectual conversation or a spiritual conversation, and for some reason, it's like you're not speaking the same language and you can't go as deep as you would like to. And sometimes that shows how much work they've done on themselves, and sometimes you're the person who is lacking the depth to be able to understand something, right? And so I was thinking of how this actually functions with everything that we have around us, right? So it's kind of like being able to bring that masculine, to bring that feminine within us, right? The masculine to hold the container, the feminine to be the blossoming creative. And how deep are we able to go with that? How can we meet life on its depth, right? Because I've been meeting or giving readings to people who feel kind of like bored at times, or they're feeling apathetic towards life. And my thought is, well, life is mysterious. Life is beautiful. So it's kind of like, what blinders can we take off in order to not feel mildly depressed or apathetic? And that's not to shame anybody who's feeling depressed, but I'm just feeling like life is full of layers and it's full of depth. So our ability to do that is directly translated to how deep we can go, or have we gone within ourselves. And so I feel that that's why Isis is present right now. She's kind of like asking us to anchor into the depth, like that we can be luminous and shine around us. Hi. Sorry everybody, there was a small interruption. My friend Carolyn came to visit me and she brought me this beautiful gift. I want to share it. It is Egyptian papyrus, and you have Horus receiving some libations. It's amazing. You can see Horus here with the sun disk above his head. So thank you, Carolyn. So let's continue. What bigger sanctuary is there in life than the sanctuary of the heart, right? After years of traveling and being in different partnerships and having different friendships, and then having to go through drug addiction and getting sober and finally finding a home, it's interesting to note that those cliche quotes that say home is where the heart is, it's actually really true. When you are able to sit and rest in peace in your own heart, that is the biggest sense of freedom and comfort and safety that I've ever found in my life. So with this card, it says, in my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. And I'm feeling to say that the biggest sanctuary we have is the one of our heart. So it's interesting that also it says bring love into the situation, right? So I feel that whatever some of us are going through, it could be related to our partnerships, right? Of, us reassessing, are we being met by our partner? Do I have to constantly be standing up for myself and what I believe in this relationship? Am I tired of doing that? Do I want to seek somebody who is more in tune with me? Do I want more for myself? Because I am tired of settling for less. My peace is a lot more important than having somebody next to me who's just not going to meet me at my same level. So I really want to go back to that thought that I had today during meditation of us being able to go into the depths that we want, right? So it's like with anything, it's like, what intention are you setting? Right now that I'm going to go into 10 days of silence, I could say, well, all I'm going to do is sit there and just, allow my thoughts to go blank. But the truth is that I really do want to process things that are going on in my life. I want to integrate. So how deep am I willing to meet life? How deep am I willing to go into my psyche? And of course, the deeper we go, the more rewards or the gold, the nuggets of wisdom are, right? So I feel like reading from this card, Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's very quick moving. So I'm interested to see what message it has for us right now. Signals, messages, tricks. In the realm of Mercury, anything is possible. The energy is transfixing and seductive, just like the metal itself. Since this planet rules commerce and communication, it's likely there are deals, contracts, and calls being exchanged that will spin you in a whirl of mercurial wonder. Don't rush into big decisions or get caught in the mesmerizing energy. Rather, pay particular attention to the precise words that are being spoken and written. There may be a trick underway, maybe not. No one is sure yet. It is said that the energy of Mercury is found in the pinky finger, and that is the ally, and that the ally is color green. Enjoy your time in this emerald hall of mirrors. Just don't sign your name on the dotted line until the liquid becomes solid, until clear words are expressed by an honest tongue. So it's speaking, because for example, like when Mercury is retrograde, it's known that it's really not a good idea to sign any contracts, or anything that you do sign is going to have to be revised. So I feel that's the message here of just like being able to be mesmerized in the beautiful energy of Mercury, which is very mutable. It's seductive. It's all about commerce, it's about play, but at the same time, it's so elusive that, it's good to wait until the liquid becomes solid. So if there are any proposals, if there's any communication that's coming in, I feel that we should kind of like wait until it's a little bit more solid, until it has been grounded and anchored, right? So maybe calling upon our reference or our whoever we work with in the divine feminine, whoever it is that you pray to or you work with on your altar, like asking the goddess for grounding, asking Mother Earth for grounding to be able to see things clearly. Right? So all in all, I feel like it's really positive, right? We have the Nine of Cups, which tells me about happiness and joy and kind of like harmony is what I'm hearing. Then we have the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the emperor and the empress meeting, joining, and not only that, but fighting for what's important for them. So it's really important to make sure that we are being met, because the Lovers is all about an alchemical union, but also it's about decisions and being able to make the right, like being discerning for what's important for us. So are the people around us being able to meet us where we need them to meet us? Are we meeting life where it's asking us to be met? Can we go deeper into our studies? Can we go deeper into our spiritual practices? Have we been journaling? Are we taking time to breathe and to listen to our thoughts? Because self-love is super, super important right now. Not only that, but tending to the inner child. How much deeper can we go than actually tending to our inner child every single day and kind of like creating a safe space for them, but also, a safe space to nurture them, but also a safe space to allow them to be this Leo expressive energy, to allow them to shine without shaming them, right? Eliminating the shame that we feel when we want to shine or when other people are shining, right? As above, so below. knowing that we are microcosms of the macrocosms. Whatever's happening within here is usually, reflected out there, and vice versa. So, with that, being able to kind of like pierce through the veils of depth or non-depth, right? And the communication is going to be super, super important right now. Being able to tune into Mercury, and Mercury just entered Leo right now. So kind of like allowing Mercury to be in that Leo expression, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy with the Earth star, and creating and knowing that the biggest temple, the biggest sanctuary that we have is in our heart. I feel that this particular message of bringing love into the situation is really important for someone, especially if you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. Whew, okay, everybody. So to finish, I would like to pick from this book, which is The Esoteric Buddhism of Japan. What last guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? What last guidance is there for the collective these next 2 weeks? We have 42 Dakini Ten. Dakini Ten. Let's see what it has to say. It says, mistress of the kitsune and granter of wishes. So she is sitting on a kitsune fox. That's the animal that she is sitting on. It says, if your desire is strong enough, it will be heard and granted. Absolute achievement. Visualize specifically what you want. Don't forget to be tenacious, which is a word I use a lot lately, if you guys haven't noticed. So, wisdom from Buddha. What kind of person do you want to be? Clearly visualize the person you want to become and then move forward as your very best self. Your top priority shouldn't be making excuses as to why you can't do something, but finding a way that you can. No matter what the result is, it is important that you devise a plan and act upon it. Remember, your failures are just as important as your successes. It's through experiencing failures and using them to improve that we can create things that are honored and refined. In Japan, kitsune, the foxes, are known for consuming the dead, and many legends also tell of kitsune who tell people of the future. Dakini Ten is also linked to the Shinto god of foxes. So it says blessings are fortune, happiness, prosperity, and being granted what you desire. So I feel that, this wisdom from the Buddha, what kind of person do you want to be? Let's visualize the highest expression of ourselves and walk towards that. Let's just walk towards that. Let's let our future self grab the hand of our present self, and let's, gradually kind of like birth ourselves into that process. And the way that we do that is by making sure that we are showing up for life, that we have the courage, the tenacity, the strength, the self-love, the grounding, the masculine, the feminine, the valor, and ultimately all of that concoction, just kind of like bring it into the heart space, and from there radiate that with still having the depth of that the sun can bring, as we transmute that lead that is represented by Saturn, and turn it into gold, which is represented by the sun. Okay, everybody, I wish you beautiful 2 weeks ahead. May you have a beautiful new moon in Leo, and I will be back with you in a couple of weeks. Bye.